I'm Shay King, and I'm about to do my cumin coconut cauliflower soup. And this is going to be the first part of it because this soup is going to require you to do a portion of it on the stovetop and the other portion in my blender. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use just about a half a medium onion or a small onion. Depends on if you really like a strong onion flavor. You can use a little bit more or a little bit less. So today we're going to use, this is basically about a half a medium onion, and we're just going to add that to the pot, and a little bit of olive oil, and we'll put that on until it caramelizes. And we're going to have 2 stoves on, and in the back we have it's a half a cup of water. Half a cup of water, and add a little bit of salt to that, just a sprinkle of salt. And we're gonna add, this here is a half a head of a really large cauliflower, or you can use 1 head of a smaller cauliflower, but this is a half a head, just depending on how many people are going to be eating this soup. And so we have both of those on. And we'll leave the cauliflower on for about 2 to 3 minutes. And the onions, while the cauliflower is on, we will go ahead and do the onions. All right, so there's a little steam coming up there, so we know everything is going on. Look at those onions there, caramelizing, and that's what we want to do. What I love about this cumin coconut cauliflower soup is if you want something hot during the winter time, a soup that is more hot, you can actually do the recipe just like how you see me doing it here. And I can also show you how this recipe can be done if you're on a raw diet. You're simply going to be adding all of the other ingredients into your blender without, of course, cooking it. So once the onions are caramelized, we'll turn the stove down low. Yeah, see how beautiful that looks? Getting those onions all nice and caramelized. And then in our pot right next door, the cauliflower is heating up, and we're only going to cook the cauliflower for about 2 to 3 minutes. So we leave that there with the salt and water, and we allow those to cook. So this is the first part of my coconut cumin, or you can say cumin coconut cauliflower soup. So stay tuned for the other portion of this beautiful soup. Now that we have finished cooking the cauliflower about 2 to 3 minutes and just lightly caramelizing the onions, we are going to complete the rest of the soup. Now I'm using a Blendtec blender, and this pretty much is a 1-step blender, but I'm going to make it 2 steps today because we're going to use shredded coconut chips, and these are just plain. They're not sweetened or anything. I use this brand here called the Coconut Factory. These chips are natural, they're sweet, they're available online as well, and this is a perfect way to add texture as well as sweet, natural sweet without any added sugar to it. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to use the coconut and add that to the blender. And I'm also going to use, this is basically a half a can of unsweetened coconut milk. And so I will add the unsweetened coconut milk to my blender, and this would be the first step of our soup. So I'm going to grind this up. So we're getting the blender there, and so I will grind this for about 30 seconds or so. There you go. So that is the first step. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in all of the other ingredients. Now this soup here, it depends on whether you like it a little bit thicker or you want it a little bit chunkier. That depends on how much water you're going to actually use for this soup. So what we'll do is we'll add in all the ingredients first. So we're going to start with the bowl of cauliflower. And remember, we cooked this earlier for about 2 to 3 minutes. And we cooked it in a little bit of water. That was maybe about a half a cup. There you go. You can see the steam still coming from it. Then we caramelize the onions. I have a spoon right here. Yes, I do. And we'll add that into that there. And we have our spices. So we have a little bit of cinnamon. We're gonna put the amounts of the spices at the end of the video, so please make sure to watch the video all the way to the end so you can get all of the ingredients. That's a little bit of turmeric powder, and of course cumin. This is the leading spice, so we have about 2 tablespoons of that, and of course some coconut sugar we're gonna add to it as well. Those are all of the spices. And there you have it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the top back on, and we're just gonna blend this before we add any liquid to it. That's one of the things I love about the Blendtec blender. It's very, very easy and simple. You can put in all your ingredients and presto, look at that. Oh my God, you see the steam? Yeah, we just made soup in a blender. So I'm gonna stick my finger in there just to kind of try it. Delicious. Now notice we didn't add in any extra salt. We only salted the cauliflower. At this time, if you wanna add an extra salt, you don't have to. But what I'm gonna do is, on another YouTube video, I made some summer salsa and just 2 simple ingredients, cucumber and fresh cilantros. Because I made some of that earlier, I have it in the refrigerator. I'm going to top off our cumin coconut cauliflower soup with that salsa that I made earlier. So I have a bowl right here, and what we'll do is we will pour off the soup. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? Of course, if you want to make the soup a lot thinner or thicker, it's up to you. And look what I have. That summer salsa, and what we'll do is we'll just top a little bit of that off onto the cauliflower soup. Look how pretty that is. Right there. And then we'll try it. Ready? Let's see. We can kind of toss it in. I like mine's tossed in. Some people don't, but we'll see. Yeah, that's good. It's really, really good. So, listen, I'm shaking. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the button below, and I'll see you on another video. Enjoying my summer soup, cumin coconut cauliflower soup.